they got paid. They could cash them back in, I guess, to the company that sold the tickets. I don't know if they got you into the park though.
I don't remember. I think because I was pretty little, but I remember paying there was admission to get into Disney, but it wasn't that much.
Yeah.
But then you had to buy books, so it was more like a standard county fair where you had to buy tickets to go on each of the rides. And obviously the good shit like Space Mountain was they didn't give you as many of those, so you had to buy extra ones that were more expensive. But, the little stuff like the Dumbos and stuff like that, I think that was just an A ticket or something. Because there's Kitty Ride. Ouch. Ouch. Update this after the show, I guess. It's giving me the little yellow sign.
Star Market. Yeah.
Ouch.
Soap's grocery shopping, and I said, man, that's where all the women are. They said when I worked at Star Market, they would actually dress up. Women would dress up and go to Star Market, and it was obvious that they were cruising for dudes in there with a basket. You know what I mean? They had they bought very little, but they're obviously just walking around and around. It might have been, it's kind of the Boston area, so maybe they're just killing time. What is it?
I forgot to put the whatchamacallit on the starting soon.
Yeah.
So we're already on.
Oh, yeah. How long have you been on?
I guess as soon as I started, Trey said, "Do y'all not realize you're live?" No, I didn't.
No.
Because what happened?
How long have we been live?
Well, let me see. 2 minutes and 28 seconds.
So they were hearing me talking about soap in the fucking Star Market.
Yeah. That's all. But yeah, and I didn't do the intro, but whatever. Fuck it. Well, because what usually happens is I set up the broadcast, and then and then I leave that up for 5 minutes, and then I put on the starting soon thing, and then I let that go for 5 minutes, but I forgot to put that on because you were talking and I got distracted, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were 2 minutes. We didn't do anything bad though, which is good.
Sitting by the camera farting and shit. It'd be fucking funny.
Or picking your nose.
Yeah.
That's shit like that. No, we were just talking about
Jay starts
stuff.
blowing me. Make all kinds of money. Super chats fucking coming.
And then they kick us off YouTube.
Yeah. I was just saying earlier, man, fucking I put my glasses on, I was reading some stuff, and I fucking saw myself on the screen, and I said, God damn, these glasses make me look older. And she goes, no, they don't. You look the same. And I'm looking at it and goes, oh, what it is I can see myself more clear.
And I was laughing at her because I look so much better when I was blurry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because look, if I take my glasses off, it's ooh, look, I look how beautiful.
Yeah, that's the way I see it.
Because I just look like a white smudge.
Yeah.
Without any wrinkles or anything like that. Yeah, Trey said the notification went up, and I clicked, and I was like, "What?" Yeah, that was that was my bad. I'm tired, and I wasn't really thinking about it. But like I said, it's the Sidetrack show, so fuck it. It's not super important that we do the intro or anything like that. Yeah. And like I said, it's a good thing we weren't doing anything embarrassing.
We usually aren't though.
That's not why we're sitting here.
Yeah, we're just sitting here waiting for the time to go.
Just sitting here waiting,
get ready, make sure drinks are good.
Yapping about stuff.
Yeah, we're getting ready to. We're gonna go out tonight.
Yeah, even though I'm super sleepy, but I'll wake up when I get there.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Mannequins. They got a damn dress code and a cover charge now. Try to keep all the riffraffs out. Try to keep the goth purity level high.
I'm actually glad they did. I was surprised because.
That was my suggestion, man.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess more than one person suggested it then, because Tina wrote this big, and she's kind of the door person. Yeah. And her husband Paul is the DJ, and has been for a really long time. And she wrote this big long post about trying to keep out you know, she's like, we wanted this place to be like, you know, weirdos, like safe for weirdos.
Goth people, yeah.
You know, and everybody, and she's like, so, well, and the thing about it, and I actually didn't know this, but apparently the city of Sanford has been like harassing Big Tom and like, you know, the club just because like all the weirdos hanging out like in front of the...
Yeah, you can't stay outside. Yeah.
Because of stuff and everything like that. So I guess Big Tom decided, well, fuck that, I'm just going to double down. So he's like, now we want furries and drag queens and everything. He's like, just everybody as freaky as possible. Like, get down there and like hang out in front of the fucking club. I was like, see, I like that. I like that. But I like that they, I was surprised they went that far because for a long time, the Friday is called Venue 13, which is what that night has been called even way before it was even at Mannequins. It's been at like lots of other venues for years and years, and it was always called that. And Tina messaged me the other day, and she said, we're doing a new thing on Fridays. Like, I wasn't allowed to announce it then because it was still a secret, but, you know, obviously it's tonight, so everybody knows about it now. But they're like, we changed it to Freak Show Fridays, so we're going to do... So I did, like, a poster with all, like, old school sideshow performers and stuff like that on it. And they started doing... She didn't tell me they started doing a dress code, but that makes me really happy. Because there's really not any clubs around here that do that. And
I've always been fucking...
And I think that's a good... I always wished, like, when I was going to the castle, I always wished the castle would implement that, but they never... They have dress codes for, like, special events, like the Vampire Ball and stuff like that. You can't just walk in off the street. But... Well,
the castle's so famous.
Yeah.
The only people showing up, pretty much, are people with... people who are goths and in there in outfits. And if you show up in there just in regular clothes, you're in a definite minority. People are looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing in here? They got a dude named Senator walking around in nothing but just damn a G-string. You damn 60-something, almost 70-year-old man walking around naked.
Yeah.
In there. He's famous.
Yeah.
That dude.
Everybody knows who that guy is.
Just, yeah.
Trey said, I saw Skinny Puppy in Atlanta last night. Fucking amazing show. Oh, I'm jealous. Yeah, I think some people... Well, when was... I think they played down here, but I don't know when or they are going to play down here.
Skinny Puppy?
Yeah.
They played a couple years back, remember?
Yeah, I know that. There's a show in Tampa tonight. It might be Covenant. I think Covenant's playing in Tampa tonight, so some people might be going to that.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen them live now that I think about it. I've seen, like, VNV Nation, and so I saw them a long time ago.
Let me get some ice here.
But, Trey said they were just near you. One show got canceled. Yeah, that's right. I remember seeing it on Facebook because a lot of people were pissed off about that. And they're in Charlotte tonight. I don't think have I ever seen Skinny Puppy? I've seen so many shows and I can't even... I'm pretty sure I have, but it's been a really long time and I can't remember. John Smith said, I went to see The Damned last week, back with the original lineup tour. That's cool. Like, were they really awesome? Did they, like, look the same, or did they look like a bunch of old fuckers?
Let me get that ice. Let me put some more ice in there.
Yeah, it's ice is melt. Oh, you didn't turn the fan on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was wondering why it was so hot in here. Yeah. What's that all about? I still can't believe I turned the shit on without putting the starting suit thing on. Like, it's been a long day. You know what I mean? I didn't really get much sleep last night. Like, I woke up at 2 something because I had to pee, and then I got back in bed and I couldn't really go back to sleep, so I'm laying there until like 3:45, and then I have to get up at 5, so I didn't really... Oh, thanks. And then today was kind of like really, really busy at work, and I was just kind of...
Yeah, I think it was Trey saying, that he thought I was looking on my tablet looking at it. I was. But you see, when we're running this shit, on the screen in front of us, even before it's streaming, we see ourselves and it's moving live.
Yeah.
I looked here and I saw ourselves moving live. But I didn't realize there was a delay. I didn't realize that it was that was this show, you know what I mean, and that we were streaming. I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Because I saw
Well, clearly I did not
of
either. Hi, Pookie. We were just talking about you.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, I thought you were realizing what was going on.
No, I was looking at it going, it didn't even register. It just looked normal, because it looked just like
because like I said, I use OBS, and I have it open on my laptop, and we can see ourselves, like, before we start streaming, like, we can see ourselves on the camera. So it's like, so that's probably why I didn't, like, register, because I was just kind of like, whatever.
My shit is offline here.
John Smith says, Dave Vanian has barely aged. Everyone else, not so much. Yeah. Trey said my birthday's in a week, so that was my birthday celebration last night, seeing Skinny Puppy. Well, happy early birthday.
They were good live every time I've seen them. Skinny Puppy.
We didn't see them together, did we? Or did we?
Yeah, saw them together.
That's right.
We saw them together.
That's right. That's right.
Sonya was with us.
Yeah.
That's right.
I knew I'd fucking seen them.
We got pictures of me, you, and Sonya at the show.
That's right. That's right.
Yep. They were good live.
Weren't they at, what the fuck is the name of that place? The place that was next to iBar? The old iBar? I can't remember what the hell.
Firestone.
No, it's not Firestone. Firestone's down the street.
Next to iBar.
Yeah, it's like, remember there's like a club night in the... Yeah.
That's where we saw him.
I always forget the name of that fucking place.
I don't remember what the name... It had a different name at that time, I think.
Is it it's the Beecham?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think it was the Beecham.
I used to see him in Detroit, where they were a local band. They were just from across the bridge in Ontario, and they were like the local band. They didn't even like be backstage. They were just like hanging out up front at the bar before the show and after the show, and we didn't realize how great they were. They were just like a local band to us.
Yeah.
Skinny Puppy. But I used to see Kevin Key and fucking, what's his name? Ogre.
Yeah.
His real name is David Ogilvie, I think, isn't it? Or Ogre? I think it's just Ogre. They were older than I was. They were far too cool for me to fucking hang out with at that time. That was even before I went into the army. They had fucking hot women with them too. It was like fucking death rock chicks and fucking ripped up fishnets and pixie boots and PVC ultra mini skirts. They looked like fucking undead hookers, is what they looked like to me, you know. Looking back on it, they were kind of dressed like something you see from like Alien Sex Fiend or fucking Specimen, something like that. But I was just like, you know, I was kind of new to the scene then. I was just like, oh man, look at these fucking vampire hookers, man. It doesn't get any better than this, you know.
It really doesn't.
No, it doesn't. And Detroit was the shit back then. It was like something out of The Crow. Late 80s.
John Smith says...
Hold on, let me tell you the Skinny Puppy story.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I got for free that one night that they were there. This was at... I don't remember if that was at St. Andrews Hall or at City Club or the Shelter. It was one of those three. The show was that night, but I don't think it was at the same place that they played. That they were hanging out, and I got one of the guys that were with them and their little crew was giving out free cassette tapes, and they were fucking professionally printed and everything. It looked like they came out of a major label. You know, they're white with all the fucking songs printed on them. And I've never seen it again. It was like an EP. It was called Church in Hell. That was the name of the fucking thing. It was pretty cool, man. And the song on it, the only good song I really remember was just called Church in Hell. Maybe you Skinny Puppy fans and fucking freaks might know exactly what that was. I think it had maybe about 6 songs on it, maybe 8. Yeah, I lost it though. I don't remember what happened to it. At the time I had a rusted out fucking Detroit Bomber. It was a fucking 73 Lincoln Mercury Montego. I had a whole thing fucking spray painted on it. I had Shogun Warriors fucking strapped to the fucking front of the grill. It looked like something out of Mad Max. It did. And the hood, I went and spray painted a giant rat skull on it with crossbones. It looked pretty fucking cool. It looked like... I even glued on the back bumper, I glued a bunch of Army men. It was fucking... That was my goth ride. Well, I had this fucking Krakow... I think it was Krakow. It was like something you got from the auto parts store. It was like a Krakow fucking tape player. The best tape player I could afford at that time. And the fucking big speakers and shit. And I was fucking jamming all different kinds of tapes. And one day I was jamming the fucking Church in Hell tape. And the fucking Krakow ate it.
Oh.
Ate the tape. And I got it for free.
Hate when that happened.
Yeah, and that was not a fucking Skinny Puppy album you could buy. They were giving it away for free.
That sucks. I had that happen to so many of my tapes. Remember back in the old days when like you play tapes too many times and then your shit would eat it.
Yeah.
And then like you desperately like pull it all out and try to like reel it all back in there with a pencil and shit like that. The kids today, they don't know the struggle.
No, they don't know the struggle. You had to make your own goth clothes and shit. Looked like a fucking low budget Andrew Eldritch. I had that same fucking hair. I had the damn engineer boots with the rings on the side. Overcoats. It was Detroit. It was fucking freezing.
Yeah, you can't do overcoats down here. You'd sweat your balls off.
Just black jeans and fucking dark red satin shirts and shit. It was fake satin that used to be real popular. It was kind of yeah. We had that. I had that. Had all different kinds of shit. Band T-shirts and stuff. Yeah, just it was another time,
Another time.
It was kind of like in those days. It was, goth and fucking industrial and punk rock was all just kind of the same thing. It was kind of fused together. It was starting to spread apart. I guess it was. It's just they were all happening in the same. And New York looked very different than Detroit. The Detroit scene looked like something out of the first Crow movie. What it looked like.
Trey says, I fucking love Detroit, man.
Yeah, and that was in a time when most of it was still standing. I think it's all torn down, a lot of it now. They had fucking 60-story skyscrapers that had been abandoned for fucking decades, just sitting there like these fucking spooky-ass monoliths. It looked like a fucking city that had been destroyed like in a war. Yeah. Atmosphere. And people would just set fire to houses on Devil's Night for fun. They were abandoned houses, but the city was just consuming itself. I never had a problem with it, though. Nobody ever fucked with me. It was weird. You know what I mean? It had bad crime, but I was just a young white guy, and they ignored me, I guess. I fucking went out one day to go to work. I was working at a place called Spring Engineering, and I was come out through the back gate, was walking towards my car, and behind the apartment was a dumpster at that time, and sticking out of the dumpster with fucking feet, with his shoes gone. And I fucking looked in there, and there was just a frozen fucking dead dude in there. Black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just been shot up and dead. They threw him in the fucking dumpster. Took his shoes. Don't know who he was or anything. They came and got him out of there.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah. Well, evidently they fucking would tear down buildings and find bodies and where the dude had been in there for fucking 20 years dead.
Yeah,
they don't know who that is.
Right, I could see that happening.
Yeah, well, it might just be a vagrant that died in here. You know, they don't even.
Yeah, it's like if nobody goes in there,
they don't know. Yeah,
you wouldn't.
Yep.
Yeah, Trey said they played at St. Andrews pretty much every time they played Detroit.
Must have been St. Andrews.
My lady friend who lives in Detroit.
Yeah, right. Because I used to go to St. Andrews all the time. The ones that I would hit was St. Andrews, the Shelter, and then City Club. And I remember correctly, I think City Club opened up a little bit later. I think that might have been 89, or at least that's when I started going. 88, maybe 89.
Yeah, you're a couple years older than me. I wasn't old enough to go clubbing yet, because I didn't turn 18 until 1990.
They were cheap, man. Clubs were cheap back then. You could get a beer for $1.
Oh, what kind of beer?
Just on tap. In a plastic.
Like,
it's probably Bud Light or Schaefer's. No, in Detroit, it was probably Schaefer's.
I've never heard of Schaefer's.
That was the rock bottom for
Detroit. I'm not
Schaefer's.
a big beer person.
And then another one. It was just like a little step above it. I think it was called Rolling Rock.
Well, I've heard of that.
Yeah, Rolling Rock was a little bit above that.
I don't think I've ever had it.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen it in the store, and so I think they still sell that, don't they?
I think so. It's a green bottle.
Yeah. I don't remember ever drinking it, though. Like I said, I'm not a real big beer person. Like, there's some beers that I like, but I'm not a connoisseur, and I don't really, I don't really know. So, like, I like Killian's Red. I like Guinness. I like a lot of those coffee stouts and stuff like that. I don't remember who it was. They used to make a vanilla stout that was really good. Yeah. And I like pumpkin ales and things.
See, Camp Guy knows stuff. Camp Guy knows about it. Schaefer's is fucking cheap beer.
Yeah.
Piss water. You get drunk on it though.
Well, anything that has alcohol in it. You get drunk on NyQuil if you drink enough of it.
And you just you could get a whole pitcher of shit like Schaefer. I remember you could get a pitcher too, and it was probably only $5 or $6. So.
What a deal.
Yeah.
Such a bargain.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not gonna be snotty about it, you're like, well, I'm just gonna drink enough to like get shit faced.
Detroit wasn't snotty at all.
That's what I mean.
Half the goth kids in the scene were squatting. They were squatting in abandoned houses and abandoned buildings.
Yeah.
Because why pay rent? You could get basically the same thing for free, and the owners were long gone, and they eventually tore all that stuff down. The only difference was, and some of it still had power, water, and electricity. Electricity and water.
Right.
They couldn't. Evidently, they didn't have the wherewithal to shut power supply down. Maybe it was in a neighborhood where some of the houses still had residents.
Right. So that's what I'm thinking.
They couldn't shut the water off. That
right.
kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. If I found a fucking apartment that had all the power and everything like that,
they were houses. Most of the time, they were houses.
Yeah, I'd move my ass in there too.
Yep. And
live for free. That sounds nice.
You guys can look at it on YouTube. The whole street might look ransacked, but then like you'd take over one of those houses and kind of just like fix it up a little bit and have a car out in front. Nobody'd ever bother you. I should have done it, but I had enough money to actually have I lived in a converted cattle slaughterhouse for a while. I lived there, and I also lived at the Wellesley building called the Wellesley. I heard it's all college kids living at the Wellesley now, but when I lived at the Wellesley, it was fucking kind of rough. You know what I mean? It was right near Cass Corridor. So you Detroit people know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I lived off Cass. I was like the heart of it.
I was gonna say the horror movie that came out last year, or earlier this year, called Barbarian. That was one of the one of the premises of the movie was that she stays at this Airbnb and she gets there in the dark. And, the house looks nice and everything, but then the next day it's in the middle of this bombed-out Detroit, neighborhood, and all the other houses are abandoned. She didn't realize because it was, dark when she came in there. Slasher Fred said, I bet the next movie you review will be that Renfield movie with Nicolas Cage. Yeah, I saw that came out because I saw, a couple of other, channels reviewing it, and I really want to see it. It looks hilarious. But, we actually have to review... Louis sent us Training Day... and also sent us Breakfast Club a long time ago. So we have to do either both of those or one of those or something.
We'll see Training Day first. We'll get to that.
But I definitely do want to see that Renfield movie. That looks delightful. I just saw another trailer for it today, a different one, and it looks really, really funny. Victor said Barbarian was a fun movie. I really liked Barbarian. I know that it was
I didn't get to see it.
You would probably like it, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like it was kind of divisive, but I really liked it a lot. I thought it was pretty cool. Because you liked that one we saw in the theater, Malignant, right?
Which one was that?
That was the one with the woman with the face on the back of her face. You know what I mean?
The face on the back of her face.
She had
face on the back of her head.
Well, she was
I don't quite remember that one.
Yeah, I remember you really liking that. It kind of reminded me a little bit of that, even though it's not exactly the same.
We saw it in the theater?
Yeah.
Refresh my memory. Tell me how that one went. I don't remember that.
Well, it was kind of now I can't remember now that you put me on the spot. But it's just kind of it was this woman that what the fuck? And she would kind of phase out, and then she would see. She thought she was psychic because she would see all these murders and shit like that going on. But then it turned out that, spoiler alert, it was really her doing it. But it was she'd be backwards. She'd be walking around backwards and shit.
Oh yeah. It was like an action movie almost.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, toward the end.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
So. Barbarian is kind of like that in the sense that it starts out as one kind of movie, and you're kind of not sure how everything goes together, and then it kind of goes in a different direction, but in a good way. I actually really liked it. Camp Guy said, I make wine with Welch's grape juice, sugar, and yeast.
Yeah.
Have a hydrometer or hygrometer to get the sugar right at the very beginning of the fermentation. Also have 2 1-gallon jugs with airlocks. I've never tried to make wine. I tried to make ginger beer a long time ago, and it was all right.
Wine's pretty easy.
It was
wine's a lot easier. Wine's a lot easier to make than beer. Beer has to be kind of fermented, and there's a mash you have to make, and there's a lot of heating involved, the time, a bunch of different equipment, a bunch of different components have to be just right. It's like baking almost. It's pretty serious. My friend Steve, that I grew up with, he owned his own microbrewery for a while right there in Detroit. I'm trying to remember what it was called. Something other brewery. Fuck. I have to remember. Oh,
that'd be fun.
Gramthars Hammer might remember Steve's company. They sold quite a bit of beer. A lot of places bought it, but it was kind of a higher end microbrewery type beer. I think it was called fucking Michigan something or other brewery. Or no. Yeah, I don't remember. Motor City Brewery or something like that. I don't remember. If I heard it again, I'd remember. It was something like that. He had a bunch of different flavors, you know, and they were all good. A lot of dark beers. But he could make it.
Yeah, like I said, I try to make ginger beer, which is not alcoholic, but you make it kind of the same way.
I like to learn how to make vodka.
Yeah, can you make vodka at home? I guess so.
Yeah, make it distill.
Yeah, maybe we should make our own vodka.
Yeah.
Might end up saving us a lot of money. Camp Guy said, it's just a hobby to make wine. There's no way I could make enough to satisfy my needs.
Yeah.
How much wine do you need?
He needs a lot.
A lot, evidently. Yeah, I wonder if we'd be able to like make enough vodka to meet our needs. Probably not, because we do drink a lot of vodka. Mark says, I'll drink Killian's and Rolling Rock. Rolling Rock tastes good. Yeah, I've heard Rolling Rock was okay, but I don't think I've ever had it before. I know almost nothing about beer, to be honest.
I personally don't like beers that much.
I
like real dark. I like stouts, and I like some Weizens, which are like fucking sweet kind of German white beers. They're pretty good. Some red beers, or in general, I don't really like beer that much. It's too fattening and too filling for me.
It makes me sleepy.
Yeah.
Every time
constantly pissing.
Every time we go, because sometimes we go places that don't, that doesn't have a liquor license, so then I'll get beer. Like, because for a long time, Will's Pub didn't have one, so I'd always get beer when I went there. But, I'd have one or two, and then I'd be, like, dozing off,
My favorite beer drink is Black Velvet.
If you please.
Yeah, Black Velvet, which is cider, some kind of hard cider. It can be pear or apple, mixed with equal part stout. Like, Guinness Stout will work. Just any kind of black beer. That's good.
Yeah, I like
50-50.
Victor said you can take any cheap vodka and run it through a Brita filter pitcher and it'll taste like high-end shit.
Really? That's funny.
I never even thought of doing that. We have a Brita.
Yeah, the difference is, though, it's only a couple dollars. You can get Sky for just only a couple dollars more than...
Yeah, and I know that's not, like, super high-end, but it's not... It's not shit. It's not Aristocrat or whatever, like, the low-end one is.
Yeah, Aristocrat's terrible.
And it's like, look, I've even had, like, Stoli and stuff like that, which is,
I don't like Stoli that much.
Right, but it's better rough than Aristocrat.
Yeah.
That was always, at Ibar, that was always, like, the
Which one?
drink,
Stoli?
like, no, Aristocrat.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I'm sure they sell it in liquor stores, but it's like, but that shit tastes like, holy crap.
It was good in a mixed drink, like if you're getting a Tokyo tea or a fucking Red Death or something, where it's just all fucking, it's all alcohol, like a Long Island iced tea. It doesn't really matter because so much shit's in there. Everything cancels everything else out.
Well, that's kind of the magic of those kind of drinks, like Tokyo tea and Long Island iced tea and Red Death and stuff like that. It's like they're pretty much all alcohol, but they don't taste like alcohol, which is
it's like fruit punch,
which is kind of like a magic trick. Because for a while, like sometimes I get Red Death, which tastes kind of like Hawaiian Punch, like pretty much, but man, you have 2 or 3 of those and you're on the fucking floor.
Yeah,
they're very strong.
But
they absolutely don't taste like it, though.
Yeah, if you've never had Tokyo tea's green. It's bright green. Looks like fucking radiator fluid.
Is that the one with melon?
Ice in it.
Is it melon liqueur?
With all kinds of shit in there. And it tastes just like fucking green tea.
Yeah.
Like a sweet green tea. And you can pound it. You can slam it if you wanted to. But you're going to be fucking crawling out.
I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise it.
It's just another variant of Long Island iced tea.
That always kind of blew my mind that there's that whole subcategory of drinks. I don't even know if it has like a name or anything like that, but that are pretty much all the alcohols like mixed together with maybe like a little flavoring like liqueur and a tiny bit of soda or something. And it's like they'll taste like you said, like iced tea or, you know, fruit punch or something like that, but they're super, super, super strong.
Yeah, and you never know.
And they don't taste like it. And I'm just like, how the fuck did they even pull that off?
Yeah. There was times when you were just staggering out of there.
Yeah.
After fucking...
I don't think I've ever managed more than 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like, and after 3 of them, I was like, my vision was blurring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was one of those nights where you were throwing up in the car.
Yeah, probably. Although usually if I'm gonna throw up in the car, it's usually gin and tonics will do that, and that's usually because of the acid. But I think maybe
remember you were just delirious, and I think that was a Red Death night.
I think that was a Red Death night. Yeah.
Yeah. Just drinking 5 of them fucking things.
I don't think
that was when Ibar was rolling.
I don't think I've ever managed 5 of them.
There was a time when Ibar was fucking super rolling, and people would come in and buy us free drinks. So people were making lots of money. The economy was going real good. We'd have somebody like fucking Scott. He's my hooker buddy, and fucking he'll come in and he'll just start fucking buying me and Jen fucking round after round of drinks and shots
and stuff.
Yeah, I call him a hooker buddy because he's always showing up with hookers.
A different one.
A different one every time. And I start threatening him about it. I says, "What's her contract? Does she do couples? That kind of shit." And he starts because he has protective instincts over his hookers. And he's like, "What are you talking about? What are you doing?" I says, "Dude, she's a pro. We can't share hookers. What are you proud?" And I just start breaking him down slowly. And he goes, "Yeah. I guess we can." And he says, "You're attached. You got emotional feelings. You caught feelings for that hooker, didn't you?" And he's, "Oh, no." he's building a fucking club.
Well, it's done. I think it opens next month.
Yeah.
In downtown Sanford.
Yeah, we work with him. We do some graphic design for him, and he went on test, man. He's younger than me. He looks a lot older than me. All right, short, round.
Short round.
Yeah, short. Yeah, he was short,
just
round,
like in Indiana Jones.
Fucking white hair, and just looked like an old man. I got his ass on test. I didn't see him for a long time. How long have we not seen him? Maybe 6 months, 4 months.
I don't think it had been that long.
Maybe 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
And he shows up at the club with one of his little fucking 20-year-old hookers. And I said, "Jen, is that Scott?" And she was, "I don't know."
I was like, I think that's Scott. I think it is, but...
Is that Scott?
But it also kind of does... Like, it looks like him, but it doesn't.
So I'm walking up to him and wasn't really sure it was him. I said, "Is that you, Scott?"
Tom's like...
"Yeah, it is Scott." He had grown about 3 inches taller. And...
That's why I didn't recognize him.
Yeah, he'd grown about 3 inches taller. He looked a lot better. I says, "Dude, man, you fucking changed." He goes, "Yeah, I'm taller. All my fucking spine stretched out, and all the fluid, all my fluid stretched out." And I says, "Yeah, you lost a little bit of weight too." And he goes, "Yeah." So and then I told him, I said, "What you need to do, man, is you need to fucking hire me as your fucking personal trainer, and fucking in 18 months, we'll get you on some better juice, get you on some good sauce. 18 months, you'll look a lot closer to me. That'd change your life." And he goes, "Oh, let me process this. Fucking yeah. So I contact him later, So you want to come train with me?" He goes, "Got my own trainer." I says, "You bet you." And he goes, "Yeah, but he's near me, He goes, I'm going in training, fucking."
Yeah, he don't want to drive way the fuck over here.
Yeah, he lives too far. 3 days a week, I'm in the gym. So we're gonna see what happens to him. Get his ass on fucking MPP or something.
John Smith said, "If you ever ask for a mojito, bartenders hate you because they're an arse to make an arse."
You can only get those at restaurants and stuff around here, really.
Yeah, I've never heard of anybody ordering one. I mean, I guess technically you could. I mean, they have all the stuff, but yeah, they'd probably like roll their eyes like, "Oh Jesus."
You got to have fresh mint for it. No, they're not going to carry that.
That's true. Yeah.
And the real one's not. It's not even mint that they use. It's like a weed that comes from Puerto Rico, I think.
Not weed.
It's like just some plant that they have. The closest thing to it would be mint, but I don't think it's actually mint.
It's mint adjacent.
Yeah.
Dave is here. Hey, yo, where the white women at?
white women right here.
Well, there's ones right here.
Yeah, one right there. Yeah.
Hello, you two. Hi, Dave. What's up? You going to Mannequins tonight? Because we are. Yeah. I want to investigate this new thing that they're doing because I'm very happy about it. See if I think she even put in the post she's going to be working the door, keeping all the Karens and normies out and the frat boys. So I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Let's see how this affects the fucking till.
Yeah, we'll see. That's what I was kind of worried about it. But, well, a lot of our crowd, I feel like, had stopped going because of the reason of all the douchebags, like, being in there. And it's like, yeah, we wanted to go hang out.
I think he's going to have the first couple weeks is going to be weak.
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to take a while for the fucking feedback to get in the system.
Everybody was talking about that post that Tina made, though. I remember saying, I mean, like I said, I'm not on Facebook all the time, but I saw it this morning, and a lot of people commented on it, and they were like, "Oh my god, awesome!" You know what I mean? I think Angel reposted it, and a bunch of different people. There's like, "Hey, no more frat boys, yay!" It says, "Hello, my favorite goth couple. Hi there. What's going on?
Who is this?
Where's your Yoda kitty?"
Oh, she's running around. Who's asking this? I can't see.
Mackie Mac VR chat.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah.
That's a new person.
It's not new. They've been here before. Okay. I recognize that name. And Dave said, yeah, he'll be there.
I don't know where Pookie is.
She was here a second ago.
Yeah.
She gets bored if we're not like talking to her, so she's just like, fuck you guys. I'm gonna go find something else to do. I'm gonna go sit by my water fountain.
She was pestering you last night.
I know.
I got up in bed, and all of a sudden, fucking Pookie jumps over me and starts fucking jumping up and down on her. And I'm going,
Mama.
Leave her alone.
I was like, Pookie, I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah, and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. I think maybe that's why I was dreaming about her. I think that's why, like, she woke me up, because I was having a dream, and then I woke up, and
Say, Gramthars, what was Steve's microbrewery called? Do you remember? I don't think you were here at the time. I was talking about that time Steve was running that brewery. It was pretty good. It was something or other City Beer or Steel City Beer. I don't remember what it was called. It was pretty good.
Gramthar says, so if old Normie Gramthar went to Mannequins tonight, he'd be SOL and getting inside.
Yeah.
Probably. Well, okay, what she said in the post, she wrote like a big long post. She's like basically
Motor City Brewing. That's right. He remembered what it was.
You got it mostly.
Yeah.
You said Motor City Brewery.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Motor City Brewery.
But she said that honestly, you either have to look. It doesn't have to be goth. She's like, and it's just any kind of alternative subgenre is fine. But also, she's like, or you have to be. She said either known to us or known like friend of a friend, or have somebody like vouch for you. Yeah. So like if you come there with people that they know, then they're not gonna like be assholes about not like if you're vouching for people. But other than that, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited about this.
What time do we have to end the stream?
Probably
8:30.
Well, no, 9. Well, yeah, maybe 8:30 or 8:45.
I mean, 8:30 because you're gonna have to get ready.
I mean, my makeup's done. I have my outfit picked out.
Last time we got there, barely got parking, so no, I want to get there on time, man.
Okay, so we'll try to cut it out like 8:30 or 8:45.
8:30.
Okay.
So when we're gonna cut this shit down. Okay, about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's warning everybody ahead of time.
I'm warning y'all ahead of time.
But I got
send us a super chat. You got well do it now. money, got to go in the pocket. It's gonna end up being the bar till. Buy Jenny a drink.
Well, I got one already.
Yeah, Dave will buy you a drink anyway. He's gonna be there in person.
Dave's always there in person.
I even tried to pimp her out. Dave's buying drinks. I grab Dave's hand and I start moving it towards Jenny's booty. I said, just rub real gently. Don't abuse it. He goes, I can't do it. I can't disrespect like that. It says, you're quite a gentleman. You're quite a gentleman.
He is.
You're quite a gentleman.
Not like you.
I was fucking 3 sheets to the fucking wind.
You really were,
yeah. Yeah, I get fucked up. I get funnier when I get fucked up, though. Except when I'm on trend.
Yeah, then it's not so funny.
Yeah. It's like, you think I didn't have a filter? You didn't think I was filterless before? It's nothing but just a cherry burning when you're on trend, and drunk.
Yeah, really not a good situation.
That's over with. I was talking to Soph about that today. She's like, yeah, you your texts, you sound a lot more like you were
normally.
Yeah, it was like I had an intensity to me.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. I wasn't evil or anything. Yeah, you're kind of evil, but you kind of have an evil spirit behind certain things. But there's this intensity. You feel like everything's kind of like an emergency. Like it's got to be done now. It's good for certain things. Man, I would love to have that shit in a combat type situation. If you got to go fight somebody, fucking jack yourself up on Trent about 2 weeks before, you'll be ready. But just normal life, no, you don't want that, man.
Yeah, that's bad news.
First couple months were okay. Month 3, 4, 5 was fucked.
Thank you, Jeffy Art. Have a box wine on me, guys.
Thank you.
You know, everybody shits on box wine, but I've never had box wine.
Box wine's good.
Is it?
I mean, me and my first wife used to fucking buy box wine from Walmart because it was cheap, and it was just a regular thing that we would get. We'd get like 2 of them.
Yeah.
And you know, as we were pushing the cart through, we go, yeah, let's get a couple of those. And we were getting like the Merlots.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And we'd have that next to the bed up on a little shelf. She had a shelf, behind one of the nightstands. And just grab a goblet, like, let's get some wine.
That sounds nice, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start doing
that.
that.
And she had a little radio on the other side. This was back in the analog days, you know.
Yeah.
She put on that NPR, what's it, Messages from Space, or whatever it was named, fucking Sounds from Space.
Music from the Hearts of Space.
Music from the Hearts of Space, exactly.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Music from the Hearts of Space. Sit there and drink wine and fucking...
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it was all romantic as shit.
Did you get candles and stuff?
Incense burning.
See, we need to get back on. We need to get back into that.
Hey man, we were in our 20s too. You know, it's hard. You know, it's hard to recapture. You know what I mean? When all that shit's new. You know what I mean? You're like, oh man, yeah, this is awesome. You know, but it's just, yeah, we have to recapture that shit. You know.
Well, yeah, you have to.
You got to set the mood.
Yeah, you really gotta want to do it. You can't just like sit there and like look at your tablet every 5 minutes or look at.
Tiff was real fucking ritualistic about stuff. She'd put on her fucking little goth, fucking with nightgowns and shit. You know what I mean? Fucking with all her fucking fishnets and shit. And I had my canopy bed set up, so it was all that, like, you know what I mean? It was all retro vampire canopy bed set up. She'd start fucking lighting little fucking candles and setting up the fucking incense and shit. And I was like, oh, here it comes, man. Here it comes. And I'd be getting the fucking wine ready and stuff. And, you know, and just lay around all fucking night in there.
Yeah.
You should have been there, Jen. You'd have loved it. She was cute, too.
I mean, you know. I used to burn candles and incense and all that kind of stuff, listening to music. Yeah. Have all that stuff going.
Yeah. She would have liked you.
Yeah, you think?
She would have liked you, yeah.
Back in the day?
Yeah. In a time warp type situation, yeah.
Everybody likes me.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
Unless people are telling me some shit I don't know about. Gramthars says, what is it called? Bota box Pinot Noir is $16. The same as 4 bottles, and it
Pinot Noir. I think that's what it was.
It isn't bad at all.
Yeah, that's
what
we
I kind of feel like.
I think that's what it was.
Even though people make fun, I kind of feel like it can't be that bad.
Yeah, that's what we were getting. We were getting that from Walmart, and we got it as a joke first. And it had a little spigot. You press the button, and it would just it would flow out of the bottom. Yeah, you know what I mean. It had a valve on it.
Right.
You know,
it's the wine valve.
It was like a wine valve.
Did you ever like just put your mouth right underneath it?
No, we were being classy about it. We let the car go back to it. It didn't have to be refrigerated. Yeah, so you could just keep it right there.
Right.
You know, and then you could. What was good is like if you had ice water. All right, you could reach over there and squirt a little bit of that wine into the ice water and slightly flavor it.
Oh yeah,
and drink it. That was good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people drink wine at, like, room temperature. Yeah. Right? And I'm not about that.
I put that Pinot Noir...
I like everything to be, like, super cold.
I would put 1/4 of a cup into a big fucking glass of ice water. And just to color it. And it was good.
Yeah, see, that sounds good.
It was good, yeah. It's mostly water.
Yeah.
But it was good.
I was thinking about this earlier because sometimes, like, when I'm at work, I just, you know, I get water. They have, like, a little water machine that you get, like, the little cold water, but they don't have any ice.
Yeah.
And for some reason, like, I drink water all day long, but I'm still thirsty. Like, room temperature water does not make me not thirsty. Only ice water makes me not thirsty. And I have to drink a lot of it. Like, I'm always, like, drinking ice water because I'm always fucking thirsty. And I always have cotton mouth. So it's like, but everything has to be... So it's really kind of annoying, like, that I always have to have just room temperature water, like, at work all day. It's like, because I just feel like I'm constantly thirsty, even though I'm drinking water all day. Gramthars said a great evening drink is champagne and ripple wine, also known as champipple.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard
Fred
of
C. Fred G.
I've
Safford's
heard
favorite
of
drink.
that, yeah. Trey says, back, I had to dash through the shower. I just gotten home from work. I basically did an all-nighter last night. Yeah, I'm worn out, but I really do want to go out, you know? Like, I was looking forward to it all.
Yeah.
Even though I'm, like, super, super tired. Like, you know, when I was, like, driving home, I'm like, oh, my God, please stay awake, please stay awake, please
Well, you
stay
don't
awake.
have to drive. I'll drive it, so...
Well, yeah, that's
It's
good.
not far. We're not going far, so...
Yeah, and it's
all
not...
familiar
Yeah,
ground.
you don't have to go, like, on the highway or anything like that. It's, like, not that far away. Yeah, because I'm... After driving, like, an hour each way to work, it is like, I'm fucking tired of driving. I filled the car up with gas this morning, though.
Okay.
So
we don't have to do
it's almost full.
All right.
Like, I realized that I've been filling up the car. It pretty much shakes out to I have to fill it up on Tuesday, and I have to fill it up again on Friday.
Okay.
Every single week.
Losing a lot of profit.
I mean, we might not have to, because, I mean, to be fair, we do go out most weekends, like, go to the club, like, either Barbarella or Mannequins. And then, like, a lot of times we'll go, like, last weekend, for example, we went to Koi Wan, like, Saturday night.
Yeah.
And that's kind of far. So it would probably be less if we didn't go anywhere in the weekend, but it's like, I don't really want to stay home all weekend either.
Yeah. Doing Saturday at Koi Wan's been a ritual now.
Yeah.
And Saturday was actually, it was cheaper. Remember, it wasn't 25. I think it was only 20.
Yeah.
I went there during the weekday. It was 15.
Well,
But they had less. They had less out there.
They don't have as much stuff.
Yeah, they had that shrimp out there. I punished them for that.
You punished them.
Punished them. How dare they put shrimp out there?
I mean,
Like,
I'm sure they don't feel punished.
They
They're
were
just
fucking
like,
telling
yeah,
us.
eat the shit.
Yeah, I was like, eat the shit out of it.
That's why we put it out there. Just eat it.
They've been having a lot of shrimp out there. Matter of fact, we're gonna go tomorrow. Talk about the shrimp. We're gonna go tomorrow. Yeah, they had some of that Cajun shrimp, which it wasn't Cajun. It just put some Cajun seasoning on the shrimp.
Well, you know, close enough.
And then they have the fucking butter shrimp, which they take a whole shrimp and batter it and deep fry it.
Yeah,
I guess they want you to eat the shell and everything. I guess I don't know.
Well, some people do eat the shells.
Yeah.
I don't though. It's
I'll pull the legs off of them. You know, the little swimmerettes.
Yeah. I can't eat the shell though. It gives me like a stomach ache.
Who knows what that does to you? You can't digest that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, my digestive system is already all fucking jacked, so I don't need that on top of it. Camp Guy said fishnets are okay, but I prefer hosiery, especially the old-timey 1950s style stockings with the seam down the back.
Yeah,
those and the reinforced toe to heel. Yeah, they do.
They look good with certain outfits, but there's something about goth attire is that our traditions are fishnet. Now they could be fishnet stockings, or they could be fishnet body, like cat suit. You know, they could be all that. And she wore all that. You never really could tell what she was gonna wear.
Gramthars said, if y'all vouch for me at Mannequins, I'll vouch for you at the Temple Bar on Cass Avenue in Detroit when you come visit the Great North.
I'll get you in there, no problem. I'll get you up to the DJ booth with me.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think
everybody there.
They're being, you know, if they know who you are or they know somebody that you're with, then it's okay. But we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm kind of excited that they actually took that plunge. I didn't think they would actually do that because I was under the impression that he was making so much money, like with all those jackals like wandering in off the street, that he's like, yeah, let's just keep doing that. But maybe not. Maybe they don't spend that much money, or maybe they don't hang out, because there's other bars down there too. So I feel like they're just going from bar to bar. And the fact that they were doing that was maybe driving away like some of the regulars, which when he opened the bar, that's kind of what he wanted. I mean, we met him at iBar, and he was like, I wanted a place like in Sanford that was like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for all our people. All our people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we call it. We all know what we mean.
People.
Our people.
Yeah, this is a black guy saying that. He's calling us his people, so don't think it's racial, you know what I mean?
Well, you know, weirdos.
We are kind of a race unto our own in a certain way. But
all the weirdos.
It doesn't have anything to do with what color you are, though. There's just something kind of a personality aspect that certain type of people that are attracted to that. It's in this area mostly whites and Hispanics. We do have some black goths. Fucking Tom, Big Tom is fucking the club owner. He's a big old ex-Navy black guy. I think he's on his third white wife, I think. All his kids are mixed. And then Will Walker is one of my best buddies in there. He's a black guy from the Army, a little bit older than me.
He's 60, isn't he?
He's 60. You wouldn't know it by looking at him.
No, there's no way you'd know that he was 60.
And his wife, I think he got married, right? Married to her?
Yeah, did they get married or they still just engaged?
They did get married. I think they got married. She's a Army captain, doctor. She's medical. I think she's a medical doctor, isn't she? Or is she just medical staff? He called her a doctor. She's white. It's funny because all the black guys are with white women and all the black girls are with white guys. But it's just by accident. It's just that's who they fell in with in the scene.
Yeah.
It doesn't really, it's just kind of, if you're in that scene, you're in that scene. You're judged by what your cool factor is, how you dress, who your friends are, the status that you have. That's just really all it is.
Yeah, if you're like a cool person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gramthars said, question, if someone was goth in high school, but then became a normie later in life, do goths consider them to be apostates?
We did when I was in my 20s and 30s.
Yeah, kind of.
When you get older, you realize that sometimes a girl's got bills to pay.
Right. I'm still always like really disappointed though. Like if I meet somebody, because this will happen sometimes. Like I'll meet somebody like if I'm at the store, like they're working there or something, and they'll say like, oh, I used to dress like that, like when I was they'll be my age or something like that, and I'm always just kind of like, I get that sometimes you can't really dress like that.
Yeah.
But it does still kind of like bum me out. It does bum me out.
Graham, remember Jean Petrowski? Little goth chick I was dating? One of the little black widow tattoo on her shoulder. We went to high school with her. She was goth as shit for most of her life until she realized that she had bills to pay. And she's just a soccer mom now, you know what I mean? Fucking married a dude that's into football and just Michigan generic guy. At least on the surface, he's probably a nice guy. Just not in the scene, It just happens.
Yeah.
Life takes over.
Yeah, and I can see that happening. It's just that, I mean,
a lot of goth dudes don't have any money. There's no future with a lot of them.
But the thing about it is that I can't really imagine, because it's just like such a big part of my life and such a big part of my personality, that I think it would be just really hard for me to like relate to somebody that wasn't at least into some of the same shit that I was into. Like even somebody that wasn't into goth music, like they would at least have to be into like horror movies or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like similar. But because otherwise I'm like, what the fuck would I talk to them about?
It was just kind of a frame of reference too, because if you look at me and Jen have been best friends and fucking partners for fucking almost 12, 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were to talk to us outside the show, there's a lot of differences between me and Jen. A lot of differences. But we kind of have similar cultural backgrounds when it comes to the goth scene, so we kind of speak the same language. And I think we're also kind of more forgiving of each other.
Yeah.
Because there's kind of a sense of camaraderie from the thing, So our differences, the differences that we do have, are not quite as important because we kind of have a shared kind of cultural heritage. I guess you could say, would be a good way to put it. There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah, I think that is a good way.
It's like a cultural reference.
Yeah.
Point to see what it is, because I know what she's thinking. I know how she sees it. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
Even though I may not agree with it, but I know her baseline, where she's, her point of view. I can get it.
Yeah.
But still, we've been together probably 12, 13 years, and we've really only fought a handful of times.
Yeah.
And we're together all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, we do kind of drive each other crazy, but
Yeah. Depends on what's happening.
Depends on, yeah. I mean, and the thing about it is that it's different now because for a while, like when I was working at home, like, you know, from 2016 on, like when I got laid off, then it just seemed like we were together all the time because I was always home working and you were always here. Yeah. And so like we, you know, sometimes he'd be like, okay, I got to go out and do something I get the fuck away from you for a little while.
But it still didn't fight that much.
No, not really.
I think I counted less than 10 times. Yeah. When you say?
Yeah, it's
and only maybe like 5 of them that some of them were just kind of like, fuck yeah, I gotta go. It's not really a fight. It's just,
just I'm sick of looking at your face right now. But it's like everybody has that. Yeah. I mean, everybody has that.
Oh, I think most couples would not have survived the shit that we went through. No way.
No, I don't think so. No. I don't think so. Well, I mean, the thing about it, like I said, even though we drive each other crazy and we're very, very different people, but I think that we always know that we, like, have each other's backs, you know what I mean? And I think that's kind of, like, really important.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to fuck you over and
watch. And you know that and you know that I wouldn't fuck you over. I don't do that. I don't do that to people. I mean, you would really... And not you specifically, but a person would really, really have to fuck me over really, really hard before I would even consider, like, retaliating, like, in the same kind of way. Yeah. I can be, like, as fucking evil as the next person, but most of the time, I just feel like it's not worth the effort.
Well, it's not necessary.
And it's not really necessary, so it's just kind of like, yeah, if somebody did something, like, really, really fucking horrible and unforgivable to me, I might retaliate in kind, but I probably wouldn't. Because I always just kind of feel like, well, I'm just going to be the better motherfucker here. Yeah. You know? That's just kind of the way I am. It's like, why would I sink to that level? I don't fuck people over.
Well, you getting back to work and then me doing bike nights and shit, all that. Well, did the shit come? Okay.
Did you fuck it up?
No, no.
Tom broke it.
Making sure certain kind of steroidal medicines are on the way. Getting messages from my underground crew of fucking smugglers.
From his drug smuggling crew.
Yeah. It's gonna be okay, man. Don't worry. Any day now.
Okay. But yeah, what were you saying? What
was it? Shit.
We were talking about fucking people over.
Yeah, I don't. What I was saying is, now that you're going back to work, and I'm doing bike nights and shit. We're spending more time apart. That's actually pretty good because now we can get out of each other's hair for a while, you know. And then because we were together for fucking 24/7 for what, fucking 6 years?
Yeah, like all the time.
All the fucking
we were
time.
Always together, all the time.
All the fucking time. So it's good to it's good to see you come back home and like I missed you. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, like I said before, like you didn't even have a chance. Like we didn't have a chance to miss each other because we were always like in each other's faces, like at all times. But I mean, it was better like when we moved in this house because like I have my office, you have your man cave, like I have my own bathroom, you have your own bathroom. Yeah. So we're not like constantly piled on top of each other. And like I said, I went back to work, which And
I think I'm gonna have to get a job too. I want to go work for Tom.
Well, you should I'm gonna talk to him tonight.
You know who told me to work for Tom? His mama. You need to work with my son. He needs you. Too. That's what he said. So.
He owes me some money too.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him. He owes you money.
Yeah.
How much does he owe you?
$150.
Okay. All right. He just loses track.
I know.
I'll tell his secretary.
Yeah. Yeah. Mr. 88 said people grow. Some grow into what others grow out of. Yeah. And then he said, what's more sad is that high school jock douche that's the exact same 30 years later. Yeah, I definitely knew some people like that. Yeah. That's some, like, peaked in high school shit right there.
Yeah, they're exactly the same as they were, except they're 40 pounds heavier. And it ain't good weight. Yeah.
I mean, you could argue, like, because I was... pretty gothy in high school too.
You say we didn't change, but I did.
But we didn't change. I mean, but we changed in other ways too. Yeah. And the thing about it is that I kind of see it as more. I was pretty aware of like the kind of person that I was from like a very, very young age. Like, as soon as I was old enough to, like, be aware of it, I was like, I'm into creepy shit.
Yeah, I didn't just do just this, though, too. I was joining the military and going overseas and getting involved in fucking contracting type work later on and losing wives and fucking losing shit and gaining shit and losing shit. And I went through all that, and so I'd be away from the scene, too. I was away from civilization for a while. And so sometimes when I would talk this way, in front of the camera, it kind of leads people to believe that fucking this is all we do. No, we did other shit too. That was just kind of like more like where we came from is where we go back to. That's like our social scene. Real similar to where in other classes would be kind of like the outlaw motorcycle scene. It's like that. It's just different kind of clientele. Jen is writing books, horror books and fucking true crime books. So it's not just scene stuff. That's the launch pad we launch things from. That's home base more than anything else. But that's not where our characters were really forged. Parts of them were.
Yeah.
But not all of it.
I mean, because like I said, a lot of my personality had to do with just me being really attracted to like spooky shit, like from a very, very young age. That was as soon as I was old enough to know what I wanted to do.
She's making products and selling them and, engineering stuff and making covers and creating, she's a creator. You can't really advance much as a person if you're just fucking in a dance club all the time. By the same token,
I mean, it's good to blow off steam, and it's good, like, it's a good social outlet because, like, you see the same people and you get to hang out with people that are in the same shit as you and, interact face to face, which is nice.
Yeah, but that's not it.
Right.
That's like I said, that's your friends, and they're all checking back in with each other. By the same token, I think Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden said that you never really mature as a man if all you are is a rock star. You got to do all other shit. He became a pilot, airline pilot, and did a bunch of other things. They all bought businesses and ran businesses. Just being on tour all the time in a rock band, you're going to become frozen at a certain age because, man, that's just a lot of traveling and doing shows. Same thing over and over and over again. You can't really develop.
I mean, I've always been a big advocate of whatever it is. I always think it's always good to like just keep creating stuff or keep learning stuff or just learn new shit, make shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be anything complicated or anything like that.
Yeah, but. And this scene was the scene for us. This is where we came from. But there's other scenes that we're not involved in that fucking might be for somebody else. Like they got dudes, like I say, he's talking about these fucking sports jocks and shit. They got their own scene, man. Those dudes probably do well in that. They've got their own groupies. They fucking got their own businesses. They make money. There's a lot of money in the fucking sports industry. And I respect physicality and guys that fucking are athletes. That I like that shit too. I'm just not really into those games that much. I really don't care about football or basketball or But the guys that are doing it, no, my hat's off to them. That's hard work. It takes a lot of talent, a lot of training. It's just not my thing. But I understand it. And you could have greatness there.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are people in those sports bars cutting all kinds of deals and fucking, making something out of themselves. It's just not what I want to do.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not
shitting on it.
I'm not gonna shit on other people's. It's just not, it doesn't interest me at all. And it's like, but I understand other people doing that, and then I don't want them horning in on my shit either. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Stay where y'all at.
Yeah. That's what I mean. By the same token, I wouldn't go wandering into like some fucking country western bar because it's not my deal. You know what I mean? I don't like it. I don't want any part of it. Yeah. So I don't want those motherfuckers in my shit either, like pointing and laughing at me. Gramthars said, I think I'm a latent goth, appreciate the aesthetic and music, but wouldn't fit in with the committed.
Well, you didn't start at the right time. You have to start in your late teens at least. That's where you make your name, and that's where you meet your first goth girlfriends, and that's where you kind of you can just hang out in those scenes as an older guy and just watch, but your time has kind of passed and where you can make a name for yourself. You should have been in there in your 20s and your 30s, putting time in, meeting people and screwing the right girls. But here's the thing, man. There are guys that can come in that just have a certain way about them that can do well. we had a guy named Bill. What was his last name? Remember Bill? He was big Hispanic guy.
Yeah.
He's big Cuban, Floridian Cuban guy.
Yeah, what the fuck was his? It's right on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. I'll think of it in a minute.
It wasn't Santos, was it? Bill?
No.
Rivera? Bill Rivera. Bill Rivera was his name. Bill Rivera worked for the drug industry, okay? And he would go from hospital to hospital selling packages of drugs to these doctors. He was a 6-figure plus fucking salesman, all right? And he was probably about 6'4", big Cuban dude, good looking, just meaty. You know, he looked like he could have been a football player. And he came into the goth scene. Nothing goth about this guy at all, the way he looked. But he was a hit. He was screwing our friend, Sonia.
Yeah.
You know, and she was the gothiest of the goth. And she's fucking around with Bill Rivera. And fucking Sonia.
He's a good dude, though.
He was a good dude. Yeah, he was a good dude. I haven't seen him in a long time. He doesn't come around. Last time I saw him was probably about a year ago at Mannequins.
Yeah, that's right. We did see him at Mannequins like a while back.
And I would probably say that his background was more kind of like high school jock. He was kind of had that background, I think. But he very charismatic. He had the right look. He knew how to treat people.
Yeah, he wasn't like obnoxious or arrogant or anything.
Yeah, and understanding of different cultures. So he could come right into the goth scene and just treat people as people and talk and understand and look at things in a different way and go, yeah, okay, yeah, I see what you're talking about. You know, so he could understand.
Yeah, he didn't, because sometimes you get like people that don't know anything, and they come in and like start like asking you stupid questions or making assumptions about you based on certain things and whatever.
Like, you know, he brought a buddy with him. The first thing the buddy did is fucking say, "Hey man, do you know anybody that has any coke?" So he assumed that fucking we're dealing drugs. You know what I mean?
Another thing.
And Bill just grabs him and goes, get out of here. Come on, get out.
So yeah, he immediately knew. It's like
he immediately knew what
like,
he was thinking.
Don't do that.
Yeah. We're like, ugh.
Well, it's just kind of like, you know how there's like the certain type of dude that always think like, oh, goth chicks are all like,
we're gonna fuck all these goth chicks.
Or like,
that's the hardest thing to fucking
not
score.
hookers, but like they think they're all into freaky shit.
Yeah,
so they think they can get it. And I'm just like, that's not how that's gonna go.
Yeah, they jump into a goth club thinking that it's fucking a meat market. And goth women are the hardest women to fucking get. They're the hardest ones. They're all set on expert. And they all have fucking these little issues and all these fucking cultural things. And talking to talking to a goth girl that you don't know, if you're not a goth, is be the equivalent of trying to run through a minefield. You're gonna step on a fucking mine. You don't know what you're dealing with.
We're the worst, seriously.
If you're in that culture, you kind of have a better chance. But even another goth has they're difficult ass bitches.
Well, it's just because, and this is
unless you're Peter Murphy, which is some cute ass fucking skinny ass fucking goth dude. Then you know, if you're wearing the right fucking clothes and everything that they're looking for, and you're acting like an ass on her and fucking ignoring her, then you'll probably get that. But no, you come up with some thirsty fucking moves on some goth chick, she's gonna go, get the fuck out of here.
Well, and the thing about it too is that, and I'm sure this is the case with anybody that looks different from the norm or anything, and has for a long time, no matter what it is, but you get stupid comments and stupid questions and shit like that all the time. So you just kind of get sick of it. And you've heard it all. You know what I mean? I've heard like every stupid pickup line, every stupid movie reference, every stupid dude trying to be cool by making this remark and really he sounds like an idiot. You know, I've heard all of it. And every other chick has too. So the second you come up and like open your mouth, I'm just like, ugh.
I'm gonna give you all dudes some advice. Give you all dudes some club advice. This advice would probably work in any scene, but it would very much work in the goth scene, or would help you in the goth scene. But it'd probably work in any scene. If you start going into a club, assume that everybody knows each other, because they probably do. Assume that everybody's dated each other, because they probably have. Don't get in with
for sure around here.
Don't go in there and start scooping in on the women. All right, on your first night there. it's gonna take you months to know that scene. And you want to make friends with the dudes first. That way you can get information in the background of who's who. Who's been, you must know the battlefield. You have to know the culture.
Know your enemy.
You know the battlefield. Right. That's before you do anything. And then you have to figure out what it is these women are looking for. All right? And fucking the Giallo scene is superficial. It just is. If you're dressed fucked up, and you're not going to get anything. Okay? Now, going back to Bill. Bill wasn't dressed fucked up. He was dressed good for what he was, which is a professional guy. All right? But he was real charismatic. And he got to know everybody first.
Yeah, well, you can tell, he wasn't thirsty. He wasn't right, yeah. He was just hanging out.
Right.
And
having fun and buying other people's drinks and playing politics. He was a salesman. And I was an ex-salesman,
and talking to the dudes and, making friends with
all the dudes and shit. So, because he was willing to put in the time to get to know everybody.
Yeah.
Right. And in general, when you go to these clubs, if the women are ignoring you, they're not playing hard to get. They're ignoring you because they're not interested in you. Now, they might get interested in you over time if they keep seeing you and you keep impressing them over time. But don't fucking just run up on some chick and try to drop your nuts on some girl.
I mean, that's true in any situation, really. That's always a fucking rookie mistake.
Yeah.
I always feel like the more, if you just kind of hang out, you don't have to do anything. You don't even, you could just hang out just because, as long as you're not an obnoxious douche, you could just come in, have a drink. Maybe you like some of the music, maybe you dance or something like that. Don't go, don't go scoping on people. Don't just, hang out. And, the more you do that, and more you get, recognized, and then you can kind of start talking to people, and then, you know what I mean?
Don't just run up on some girl and go, I think you are beautiful. You might as well just go, look, I want to suck your pussy. Because really, that's all she's hearing. That's all she's hearing. Fuck out of here. If you talk to
I'd rather you did not.
If you talk to a woman unprompted, it's going to be something like, those are some fucking great shoes. Or, I love your outfit. You look great. And then just leave it at that. Walk away. You'll actually get some fucking points if you walk the fuck away after that.
Next time you see her, a surprising amount of dudes will not.
Won't do it.
They'll just stay there.
Next time you see her next week, you might actually be okay. And then you've already, or just don't talk about her. It's got to be about something else. Because they get dudes fucking bombarding them all the time. Thirsty motherfuckers online, tell them how beautiful they are. As soon as you simp, you join the army of simps. She's not interested in the simps. Okay.
Well, see, I always thought it was better to, if you must compliment, I mean, I really wish you wouldn't, but if you have to, it's always better to compliment, a choice that she made, an outfit that she put on or something like that. Not in a sexual way, but that's why shoes are good. I really like those boots or whatever, or jewelry or something like that.
Does it apply to women? If a woman says she likes your boots or shoes, is she subtly saying you're hot?
I don't know, maybe. But then maybe she might just be like, I like your boots. Because I've told chicks I like their boots before, and I didn't I didn't want to have sex with them. I was just like, I just really like those boots. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's all it is.
Okay.
Sometimes that's...
I didn't know.
There's no underlying...
Because I get that.
There's no underlying
I get that
message.
A lot with these boots.
Oh, well, see if a woman does it to a man?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
With these boots, I get a lot when I'm riding a motorcycle.
Maybe.
Okay.
I kind of feel, in that situation...
I think it's 50-50.
Yeah, it's probably 50-50. Sometimes chicks might just like your boots.
Yeah.
But yeah, so probably half of them are probably flirting, yeah.
Right. That's what I figured. And I bet you it's the older half.
Probably, yeah. Because now they've gotten old and they're they don't give a fuck anymore.
Right.
So they're just going to hit on the...
Above 40, they're flirting with you.
Right, probably.
That's what I figured, yeah.
Gramthars said, many dudes don't realize that when girls get dolled up, they aren't trying to impress dudes. They're trying to impress other girls.
Yeah. It's competitive behavior with other women.
And honestly, usually if I get a lot of effusive comments, it's usually from other girls.
Yeah.
In the ladies' room. You go in the ladies' room, it's oh my God, your hair. Oh my God,
or your boobs.
Yeah, or something. Yeah.
When she's wearing real low cut stuff, the ones that molest her are girls.
You get 99%. Well, because dudes know, a lot of dudes know better.
They know better, right? Yeah.
Because I have resting bitch face, and I was I will absolutely punch you.
Yeah.
But
guess what?
What?
It's 8:39.
Oh shit. Yeah, we better go.
We've been running our mouths.
Yeah.
We gotta get ready to go.
Yeah, I got it. Like I said, my makeup's ready. I just gotta like throw some clothes on, and I gotta sponge off, and
all right.
Maybe they're noticing Tom's boobs, not boots.
Yeah, they did. I told you before when I was dressed up as Bane and shit for Halloween. She's standing right behind me, and I'm walking past the bar of mannequins, and I had that mask on. They really couldn't see my face, so I was kind of depersoned, and I was regularly getting grabbed by girls in their fucking 20s.
Yeah.
And one of them reached out and just grabbed my fucking titty and just squeezed it like that right in front of Jenny.
Yeah.
And I was like, the fuck? And then she dove back in. But I had him grab my arm. I walked by and grabbed my fucking bicep and don't want me to leave when she's right with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. They probably didn't know how old I was. But they usually don't know how old I am in a club. A lot of them think that I'm in early 40s, late 30s.
And like I said, you had that mask on, so they couldn't really see your face either, which
makes you not a person.
Which makes you like anonymous. Yeah. So, and they were probably real fucked up.
Yeah, they were fucked up
because it was Halloween and the place was fucking jam packed and everybody was really inebriated.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we better.
Well, when you think about it, man, of course they can grab a man's titty. What am I gonna do? Call the cops? I'm gonna fucking slap her. So I guess it is. It'd
be funny if you did slap her.
Yeah. You bitch.
Pow!
Gay as hell. How dare you touch me? How dare you?
Like Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Getting anal probed.
How dare you?
That makes me laugh every single time I think about it.
All right, man.
The thing coming out of the wall. All right. All right. I'm going to go get dressed and we're going to go out. So you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you all for stopping by and hanging out with us. And have a good day tomorrow. We'll be back on Sunday. Probably going to be talking about training day because Louis sent us that and we're going to be watching that probably tomorrow night. So hopefully you can join us on Sunday for that. And we will see you guys then.